Usually it only means that it's domain to profit time. But today that also means it's my wife's birthday. I'm spending just a little bit of it here with you, and possibly her. She might be one of those out there viewing. I was going to have her on here with me, and I'm like, why would I torture my wife on her birthday by making her come on a live show with me? So I figured I wouldn't do that. It's because I love you so much, sweetie. There you go. Well, this is Domain to Profit. I am Drew Wash, and I am live from Baltimore, Maryland. So Baltimore, Maryland, over on the East Coast of the United States. And here I have been spending time with my team, along with thousands of towing companies, as we've done the Baltimore Tow Show. So that's a big convention, lots of tow trucks, lots of towing companies, and of course, right over here, towing.com. We represent, and we're at the show. It was a good time, and now it's time to look at some domain names and talk about them and find the expired domain names that we can turn into business. So while I'm out here in Baltimore figuring out and nurturing and growing my existing business, towing.com, I want to take some time to look to expired domain names for what's next. What else is out there? What other domains can we find that we can buy at auction and turn into businesses? So I'm looking for myself, and I'm looking with you for expired domain names that we can purchase at auction over on GoDaddy, yeah, good stuff. So if you are here with me, say hi in the chat. Let me know where you are. I'm in Baltimore and typically in Cincinnati, but this is one of those remote shows, and we're going to keep it nice and simple. I'm Drew Wash. This is Domain to Profit. See you on the other side.
From domain to profit, from a .com to a business idea. Take a domain name, develop an income from domain to profit. We'll show you how. Domain to profit, from domain to profit. Join Drew Wash and get started right now.
All righty. Hello, everyone. See Lee beat Michael over in the chat. So, hey, Lee, how's it going? Glad you made it. I wonder, are you in the hot tub today? Why does it feel weird to ask another guy if he's in a hot tub? Can't two guys just talk about hot tub time without it being weird? I don't know. Maybe not. And then, Michael, how's it going? Nice to have you here as well. And let me see. I think he's talking trash here. Hey, Michael. Sorry, I normally wait until you see. Lee, there's first place, baby. Just own it. Just go with it. I appreciate it. Edward, how's it going, man? Nice. Thanks for everybody joining me. As I promised, I had no idea what was going to happen today. Seriously, had no idea what this show would look like until about 30 minutes ago. I was sitting with my team down behind me. We're in a big house. We got this Airbnb. It's like 5 bedrooms, and most of my team has left, but there's a small group of us that are still here, kind of digesting and processing on the trade show that we just went through, as well as planning our next year. So it's exciting stuff. Truly, truly exciting. Isn't it fun to plan and think about, like, well, this didn't work well this year. This worked well. Let's try this. So it's one of my favorite times that I get to just participate in business. So it's a blast. And Yogi, awesome, man. First time watching the show live. I very much appreciate it. And as we've tossed out, Yogi's one that does the quick flips on domain names, has an ebook. We've mentioned it from time to time. So certainly find him over on Twitter. Follow his stuff. It's good stuff. So, oh, wow. I don't have coffee today. I have my Red Solo travel cup here. So what we're going to do is exactly what we do many weeks. Thought about trying to mix it up, bringing the team on and things, but for the most part, we're all a little burnt out. with normal business, and I didn't want to put any more pressure on him. So I decided to keep it simple and do what we all love to do, whether it's live on here or just time that we have extra where we want to go look through expiring domain names, find the greatest possible domain names, and then talk about the business that we can put on them and possibly place a bid right on the domain name right now. So I am moving over to expireddomains.net, which I'm using different software as well. So boom, toss that up there. Here we go. So this is expireddomains.net, and this is what we use to look through domain names. You can certainly look through any number of different services that are out there. Sometimes I'll use SDBot if I want to set up some bulk searches, but which I don't think I've ever really talked about SDBot, but it's an option that you have to pay for membership, and then you can download to a spreadsheet all the lists of expiring domain names. It's helpful at times, especially if I'm in a really big buying mood, if I want to get carried away with things. Kind of curious, you use SDBot. Used to be a bigger deal, I think, back in the day. Not to talk bad about them, but nowadays, maybe experience is what has pulled me away from SDBot. But so anyhow, over here on expireddomains.net, free service. Yours will look a little different. I'm already logged into my account here, and I have it set up for night mode, so that way it's the dark screen instead of the light screen. And once you are set up into expireddomains.net on marketplace domain names as well as GoDaddy domains here, and now we're clicking on expired domains. Dun, dun, dun. So I'm gonna have to click back and forth between some windows today. It will probably be the same awkwardness that we're used to, that we've come to know and love from Drew. Hopefully that's cool. Hopefully we're okay with that. If I was perfect, then it would be probably quite boring to still doing this battle here. Nobody likes watching somebody there we go. Nice. Trying to get the domain name to show up here. Okay. So I am here. I'm going to set up some filters on these domain names. What do filters do? They allow us to take hundreds of thousands of domain names that are expiring this week, and we're going to boil those down to just look at the ones that we have the best opportunity at turning into a business, which this is domain to profit. Our goal isn't just to find domain names. That's easy. Finding domains is easy. What we want to do is find domain names that we can turn into businesses, which that requires us to be a little more specific about what we're looking for. What kind of domain names are we looking to turn into a business? Certainly not domains with numbers. Certainly not domains with hyphens. So we'll get rid of those. I would definitely say that we want English words, 1 to 3 words, unless you speak another language and you go with your default language, assuming you have a good marketplace to participate in. And then I'm going to set this up to be a maximum of 7 days, because we're only looking at 1 week. And then what is one thing that we all know about domain names? What's the most important piece to make sure we take care of? That's over here on this additional tab. And that is, it should be a .com domain. .com domain. You can certainly invest and play with other extensions, but those domain names, when you're looking at all those, you're always going to wish you had the .com. So let's just start with the .com. Makes sense to me. Yes. Lee talking trash to me too. Beating up on Michael, beating him on his hello, and then but no, it's a nice, easy, simple setup today. That's the nice thing about being remote is it's just a mic plugged into the laptop and no special software, no fancy tricks, just Drew, his laptop, and a camera. So hopefully it works. Seems to be working. So we're going to set up those filters, and then we're going to apply them. And that's going to drop us down to, let's see how many weeks, 69,000 domains. We're going to look through, of course, 400 to 600 domain names. I welcome you letting me know, one, if you see a domain name that I need to, that I pass up on and you think is a great business opportunity, mention that to me and I'll go back to it or let you know why I passed it. The other option is if you want me to point out a domain name if I pass one, and if you have a domain name that you are currently developing and you want me to give a shout out on, let me know that as well, and I can give you some feedback on it. Now, understand that if you ask me for my feedback, the feedback might not be good. So hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you want an honest option, honest opinion, because that's what I'm here to provide. So, ready to dive in? Ready to dive in? I'm ready to dive in. So, bringing back up the domain names, let's find some winners today. And honestly, virtual concierge, I actually kind of like that one. Virtual concierge, oh, not for that price though. $1,100 is what it's currently over on GoDaddy. Appraisal value that they have is $11,000. Registered back in '97, so there's some juice on this one. As Matt in my office says, there must be some Google juice. Although no backlinks, no domains into it. I'm not sure what the heck people are doing. What the heck are you guys thinking here? Virtual concierge, love the domain name, would match value that bad boy at about 1,100. Let's look over on it, see if we can spot why people are bidding so much on it. $1,100 is the bid. It ends in 1 day. I have no idea why the heck somebody would be spending that much on this domain. Concierge is another one of those domains that it seems kind of hard to pronounce to me. Like it's hard to spell. A lot of letters. You know what's going on? Mention in the chat because I'm a clueless guy as of right now as to what's going on with virtual concierge. So when I'm clueless, I also like to make sure that I check out some more data. So I went over to SpyFu. SpyFu is the program that, yes, you can pay money for, but we use the free account here, which is available to you as well. Expired domains, free to you. SpyFu, you can pay for it, but there's a free version. That's all we're going to use. It's free to use. So everything so far has cost you nothing other than some attention. So 440 monthly searches, $2 per click. There are some people targeting it. There's really not much going on with the same domain name. Virtual concierge service. How to become a virtual concierge. Let me check chat. Let me see if somebody's telling me something. I think silence means that everybody's in the same boat as me. None of us know why this thing is going for so much money. So I say it's a pass. Let's move on to the next domain name. Virtual concierge, though, let me just say, you could do lots of different things with it. Virtual concierge, internet concierge. You can be the person that does the errands for people. Any of those. Virtual concierge, it's not really virtual, right? You know, there's virtual assistants and there's virtual employees, which is referring to a remote employee. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm just skipping it. I'm just going to skip it. TradeAlerts.com. I think I mentioned that one to Lee already on Twitter. But trade alerts, whether it is an NFT, whether it is stock, whether it is some kind of digital asset, you can take TradeAlerts.com, turn it into a way for a system for monitoring digital trades. If you want to be alerted when something's happening, if you want to set up something to monitor in the United States, the SEC government filings that when an executive of a company sells stock or something like that, boom, TradeAlerts.com. Because anytime that the government does something, like say SEC reporting and things like that, Securities and Exchange Commission is what that stands for. I'm sure you can do a better job of getting down to giving people what they actually want to see in that. Set it up on trade alerts, $1,080 currently, $3, 3 days, 19 hours. So 4 days left on that one. Again, it's priced high so that I wouldn't mess with it. But if you're into this kind of thing, if you want to set up some kind of alert domain name, certainly worth checking out. But for me, it's move on. Searchtrends.com. I like that one a little bit as well. It's funny, this is probably, of the three so far, this one's the one I like the most. And 6 days left, so it's still pretty far out. Only $42 currently. I'm going to go ahead and place a little bit of a bid. I'm currently the high bidder. Shocker. So what I'm thinking with searchtrends.com is essentially what Google does, right? They have trends.google.com, which I'll pull that up. We use that occasionally. Trends.google.com. And what you find over here on trends.google.com is you can kind of see what keywords, what topics are trending. Are they going up or are they going down? For example, NFT. I talk about those occasionally. And NFTs, what are we expecting? We're expecting to see a trend upward, which is exactly what we have here, increasing over time. And if we expand this out to say 5 years, it's probably going to be exactly this. You'll see it just gets carried away to where we're already hitting an all-time high over the last few weeks. So NFTs, this is a trend. This is a search trend. People are searching more and more in regards to this. So what can you do with it? You can either go blog, you can look through the Google data and call out certain things and create a blog that goes the content route, to where you do blog posts, create an audience, and then start to sell sponsorships or some kind of ad revenue through search trends. Or you can create a tool that allows people to enter in their primary keywords, and then you monitor Google trend data and let them know when search trends, when there's opportunities or something like that. More of a tool in that case, blogger tool. Anything else come to mind? No, I think that'll work. That'll work. I do enjoy the tool options. So by tool, I love the idea of possibly even like a SaaS. If you can get somebody to pay, $5 a month, $20 a year for a little bit of a service, and then you try to get it up thousands of customers to use your tool. You work hard once, you build the tool, then from there, it's just marketing, It's just marketing. The hardest part is marketing, is getting people to understand your product and how it benefits them, so they actually turn money over to you. But nonetheless, you work hard once, create the product for searchtrends.com, and then from there, you hopefully profit. From that standpoint, pretty complicated. By complicated, what I mean is searchtrends.com is just more of a techie type of thing. I like to keep it a lot more simple, and I like to keep it to find one. You know me, I like to keep it directories. I like towing.com. What do you find on towing.com? Towing companies. What do you find on photobooths.com? Photo booth companies. What do you find on droneoutlet.com? What do you find there? Probably drones, right? If you want to find cheap drones, and drone being, I'm guessing the main thing would be the little hover things. Hover things, is that a thing? Are they just called drones? Little helicopter things? I think they're just called drones. Well, anyhow, droneoutlet.com, $61. That one ends in 3 days. And if you want to sell a product, or create a website that allows other people to sell their product. And then maybe you just charge them a listing fee to list their products or to create a store on your website. That's certainly one way you can go with droneoutlet.com. Not my favorite, but it just was a well-timed domain name to talk about and to save me from talking about whatever we were just talking about. Oh. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how burnt out is my brain? This trade show that we've been at, we've been working really hard at getting set up for it. We came in Wednesday of last week, physically set up the trade show booth. We're a small company. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we're a very small company, 8, 9 people, and say 9 people. But at the trade show, we set it up with 4 of us, me, my wife, Crystal, my programmer, Chaz, my programmer, Matt. Yes, it's all hands on deck when you're a small company, a small business. We all got here, set up the booth. Then we worked it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, tore down on Sunday. Then I woke up. We're doing meetings today. It's exhausting stuff. And now I'm here with you. Why am I here on my wife's birthday talking about domain names, searching through expired domain names? Why am I doing that? Well, I think you know the answer. I like you. You're awesome. And realistically, we have domains in common. We have a desire to turn these into businesses, which that's freaking cool, right? I think it is. Golf mentor, and a fun maybe. Hopefully my screen is sharing out okay. You can read those. That's a good question, Michael. Was the trade show worth going to? I was talking to my team about it, and for us, yes. We used to come to this trade show and we'd get 40 signups, 30 to 40 signups in one shot. And when we hit 40, that means that we make our money back in 3 months. So that means all the expenses going into it, which can be significant, made back in 3 months. And then after that, everything's profit. But the last few years, we have we've not gotten it to, I think we're usually around 20. This year, which was a very weird year for the show. Yeah. This year was a very weird year for the show. We actually only got, I think 10. We got 10 signups, which is not setting any records. But the show, we got to talk to a lot of existing customers, which somebody on my team said is priceless. I don't know if it's priceless, but we learned so much. And that's why we're meeting right now, is to make sure we are learning as much as we can. So we might not get the monetary value out of this show. Only 10 companies. We kept our budget low, so luckily we will, even though that small number will profit in, I believe it's 5.5 months. But still, that's a little disappointing, the number. But yes, the answer is yes, it is worth it to do it for us. I don't know. What do you think? 10 companies. So 10 companies. We will have some follow-up. 10 companies, $99 per company. So we're looking at $1,000 a month that we added over the course of this trade show. $1,000 a month. Is it worth it? I think our budget was ended up being around $12,000. So $12,000, $1,000 a month. So that's a year actually on the actual show, but we'll get it faster. Year. Wow, that's actually, I forgot that 20 would have been 6 months. It's still worth it. We'll still do it. It was an off year due to, I'll say COVID stuff. It was weird. It was a weird show. Not as much attendance. And unfortunately, it pains me to say this. We heard from a lot of companies that said, we just kind of don't have the money for this right now. We don't have the money. Every dollar is being counted still. And I will tell you that from talking to towing companies last year, many of them, essentially like many businesses, were shut down for months at a time with zero revenue. Talked to one company that said that by the end of the lockdown period of COVID, they had $500,000 in credit card debt that they had accrued over that period of time. 500,000, mind blowing. I don't even think I have $500,000 in credit card opportunities, but there you go. So $500,000 that, anyhow, I love these small businesses, these scrapping companies, these towing companies. I just saw here, specialty holdings, not really my bag. Maybe it's something you'd want to do. You can certainly do that, like asset type stuff. I did see this, travel agent jobs. Let me just tell you, my wife's a travel agent, birthday girl. She is a travel agent, and there are no such thing as travel agent job. It's not a thing. Like, anybody can be a travel agent. Go to a little training. You start off at bare bottom commission. So in many cases, it's less than 10%. But anyone can be a travel agent. So I don't think anybody hires travel agents as far as a job. But if you're looking for a job board, there you go. Travel agent jobs. Avoid it. Future Coders. Future Coders of America. And that's a pass, by the way, Future Coders. I don't know what you'd really do with it. Maybe a training program. Okay, on to page 2. 200 domain names down, moving on to the next one. A hacker voice. In my head, I see hacker stuff, and I just smile because I remember the old 2600 Hacker magazine. The thing's still out there. I used to browse through it when I was at Barnes and Nobles. Barnes and Nobles even a thing? Not really, probably not. Nick, last another question. When the cost of fuel goes higher, does your revenue decrease because people aren't driving as much? Revenue definitely decreases for transportation companies just because whether it's towing or trucking, which we deal a lot in both of those companies, so the logistic companies that are out there that run at such small profit margins. You're talking 90+% of their expenses are variable expenses. So they, like, on a mile, they're only making a few cents of every dollar. So when gas shoots up, you better darn well believe they truly get penalized. So yeah, their profits drop significantly when the gas prices go up. It's somebody said that diesel, I think in California, is $7 or something like that, and everything's, of course, $7 out a gallon for diesel. I don't know if that's true. That if you're in California, shout it out. If it's not wanting to pass on, but I know a lot of trucking companies. They've told me that they don't fill up in California, that they fill anywhere else. Michael, you're in Arizona, so they fill up in Arizona, drop off, or do whatever they need to do in California and get the heck out of Dodge because it's just ridiculous. There's some political thing where there's politicians out there that are like, look at us, we're improving the environment by having our gas prices so much. Look, there's less diesel being sold. When in fact, nothing's changing except for they're not getting the tax revenue. That's probably political. I'll avoid that stuff. luxuryhomevalue.com. I don't know. What do you think? Luxury home value ending in 6 days could be a top of funnel type of website for a real estate agent. So what am I talking about when I say that? I am talking about what if, for example, top of funnel, if you deal in real estate, that luxury real estate, so super high price stuff, you're always looking for customers. Well, those people that are looking to sell their luxury home, they're always trying to figure out what could they sell it for and so on. So you create on luxuryhomevalue.com a tool that helps them price and figure out the value of their home, what they think they can sell it for. And then, of course, you as the hero are there to be the real estate agent that specializes in representing luxury homes. Or possibly you go the route of maybe you do a directory of real estate agents that specialize in luxury homes that can help you and assist you in valuing your luxury home value. For $12 with 6 days left, I'm guessing it's going to end up going for, you can get that for $300. You can put a little real estate directory out there for luxury home real estate agents. Nice little side project. If it goes too crazy, anything over probably $300, you'd have to have a reason to really dive into that industry. I wouldn't see it. It's worth it under $300. Above $300, you'll have to have a pretty good angle other than just a couple luxury real estate agents. Because realistically, most of the people that target luxury real estate, I believe, are freaking ballers. They are the people that don't necessarily want a website to try to be top of a funnel or something like that. I don't know why anybody would want to deal with luxury real estate. That sounds like a freaking nightmare. You know who wants a $10 million home? The person that built that $10 million home. Nobody wants to buy it from them. They want to pay $1 million. Anyhow, I don't know why anybody would mess with real estate. As far as luxury real estate, that is, the prices are just, doesn't make sense. I'm sure the commissions are nice when they actually sell. I think like most people in business and entrepreneurship, real estate was how I kind of got started. Like I thought, oh, I want to have a bunch of rentals and I want to own a bunch of real estate. And then you realize that there's a lot of risk and a lot of headaches involved with real estate. It's like, forget that. I'm going to domain names. I'll go with virtual real estate. Virtual real estate doesn't break down much. I've had to do some search engine work. Is that considered like a fixer-upper when you have to do some search engine improvements? Funny look. Like it. Delivery love. Maybe. I don't know. You guides, nah. Search revolution. Another possible blog option. Okay, on to the next page. This will be the last page. So let me just say this. If by chance you want me to do some bargain domain names, now's the time to kind of speak up. What do I mean by bargain domains? If you want me to change my search filters to look through domain names that are expiring in the next 48 hours and going to likely go for less than $200, they may not. A bot may bid them up at the last minute. Well, let me know, and I can run through, change the filters, and we'll look for those bargain domain names. Otherwise, I'm going to continue into the next 200 domain names and call this show a little early, maybe, get back to my team, get back to my wife. Speaking of, where's the best place to go? Anybody know Baltimore restaurants? Where should I take her? She does not like seafood, which is... Okay, let's look through some domain names. I'm going to start from the top. If you want me to switch to bargains, let's see how this goes. If it goes well, we'll stay here. I get a couple page downs and don't find anything that I love, then we'll go bargain for a little bit. Actually, I found some good bargains last week on the show, but then I continued to look after I got off the show, and I found a couple domains I had to bid on, and I bid, but was outbid when I was at the trade show. So somebody got some good domains. Can't even remember what they were. Domains I lost. So let's go look. Let me not just talk about it. I'll show you. What did I miss out on? And yes, I just straight up pull up my auctions, and I don't really have anything to hide here. I'll show you what I win, what I lost. Daddy works. Here we go. And I did know that I got towing payments. Let me see. I think towing payments. Come on, load here. Got towing payments for $12. I saw that one. Does it matter to anybody but me? Probably not. So I did get that one last week. So for you out there who say that you cannot get the domain names for cheap, that's a $12 domain name. And I was just at this tow show, and there are at least 6 different companies that do towing payments. So they run credit card processing and systems for towing companies to accept payments. So right there, $12. And I could have talked to those 6 companies and been like, hey, we have towingpayments.com and we can list your company on there. And I guarantee I could have made $12 back instantly. So that one I did get. But the one that oh, that's right, chauffeuring.com. We saw that one going for $28.50, which I think was a pretty good price for that domain name. I believe I was bidder number 2, so somebody beat me. Towing Pro, that's the one. That Towing Pro was another one that I would have paid more than $98 for it. I bid like $88, just like a placeholder bid. Meant to come back to it, but it ended during the tow show, and I had more important things to do. But I would have loved to have had that one up to a couple $100. Let's see here. I think Model Agencies was passed, so I've not been very active there. But hopefully it's helpful to see some of the stuff I bid on, win or lose. There are bargains out there. Towing Pro would have been more of a play for a brand. So that would have been something that we would have just used because we own towing.com, not because we would have developed it especially. So and Melanie is asking about that virtual concierge. Sorry, I missed your comment earlier. I don't know why it has such a high Alexa ranking. I'm guessing it was probably an Alexa app. So it was probably something where somebody had set up a virtual concierge thing. I'm sure there's a reason it's going for as high as what it is. But as far as being a domain name worth that money, no, I don't see it. It might just be a play where somebody's trying to come in and get the domain name that somebody had already else developed and use it in some other way. I don't think it's necessarily that's a specialized development project, not something that we're trying to dive into. The same reason I want towingpro.com, because I own towing.com. That's the same reason somebody would probably get concierge, virtual concierge. Like, they have a special reason for it, not something that we need to get in. But that does bring up the point of if you freaking love cats and you spend a lot of time doing cat stuff, well, hopefully you have set up filters on your expiring domains that allow you to quickly go to the expiring domains each week that involve cats. Whatever, anything and everything related to cats, kittens, cat toys, or any of the different names of things. Put up those filters, set them up to where each week you can go and click the link, view those domain names, and move on with your life. I have the same thing set up for towing, which actually I will show you that in just a few minutes. I don't think I've ever shown you how to set up saved filters through through expiring domains, and you certainly should do it. So if you've stuck with me this long, it is, I'll reward you with that. I'll reward you with showing you how to set up saved filters so you can quickly come in, click a button, look through domains, and move on with your life around your hobbies, around your specific things that you're looking for. So for example, a buddy of mine, actually one of my programmers, Matt, he's often on the show with me as far as in the chat. He does a lot. He looks for game-related domain names. So he's a big gamer, and so he can just set up something to watch for those for game keywords and domains. So I'm going to go back up to the top here, and I'm going to show you how to set up these saved filters. So whoa, switching all back and forth. Let me go solo here. Boom. Okay. So what I want to do right now, just a little bit on the impromptu, as a reward for kind of bearing with me as I sit here in this isolated room, Baltimore, Maryland, my wife's birthday. We just looked at a bunch of domain names. Something that I don't believe I've ever done here on Domain to Profit is show you how you can efficiently look for topical domain names by setting up filters in expireddomains.net. Why would you use this? Well, the saved filters allow you to look for specific keywords or to weed out certain keywords. So I have filters set up for towing. I have filters set up for moving. I have filters set up for different keywords that I already participate in or that I am looking for domain names related to those topics. This allows you to dive deep. So just like we search often on Domain to Profit, we start with 500,000 domain names. We add some filters to get rid of hyphens, numbers, and we look for .coms only. Those filters allow us to go from 500,000 domains down to 70,000 domains. Well, what we can do with these filters that we're going to look at now is these filters will allow you to quickly dive right into a specific topic. So if you are a cat person, you can look for the cat domains. If you are a dog person, dog domains. If you're looking for towing domains, it'll bring you right to the towing domains. Moving domains. If you are Peter Askew and you are the onion guy, you probably have filters set up for onions. It's just kind of what we do. I know Vito, who watches pretty often, he does stuff with media and restreaming and live events. All of these different things, whatever your hobbies is, you should have saved filters set up so that way you can quickly get to dive into those topics and into those expiring domains. So back out to the expired domains, we are going to go and toss this up. And we're back over to expireddomains.net. And what we would do when we are doing a saved search is it works just like it does for any other filters. So I'm going to reset, which is going to clear out all my filters. I am going to go to GoDaddy. I'm going to go to expired domains. That's redundant. I know you don't need to do that. But now we want to, let's set up some filters. Let's set up some filters that we want to save. So what we are going to do is create the filter so we can save and get back to it really quickly. So we're going to save, we're going to get rid of numbers, we're going to get rid of hyphens. I still want to keep it 1 to 3 words of English, but in this case, you may want to open this up a little bit. You may want to get rid of these if you know specific keywords you're looking for. And then let me go add .com only, because I'm only looking for .com. Again, completely optional. If you like .org in some cases, then include it, or .io or anything else. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look into this section here. We are going to set up some keywords that we're looking for. In my case, as I mentioned, I already have keywords related to towing set up. That's how I saw towing payments. That's how I saw towing pros. Those domain names, the estimated value by GoDaddy is very low. So chances are I would have never found them if I would have just continued to do the scrolling that we do typically here on the show. We typically only go 200 or 300 domains, 200 to 600 domains deep on the list. We would have never gotten to towing payments where the appraisal is probably $800. We would have never got the towing pros where the appraisal is probably $1,200. This allows us to go deep into a specific topic very quickly, so you can find those golden domain names, those hidden gems and topics that are important to you. So this is some good stuff here that I'm excited to share with you. I do believe that this is probably one of those little tools that you can use to really grab some great domain names on a specific topic. So let me zoom here. Starts with would be if it's at the beginning of the domain name. So if you want a specific word at the beginning, you would add it with starts with. Contains is anywhere in that domain name. So for example, let's use, what is a topic? Somebody tossed me a topic in chat, although I'm probably just going to choose one because that would take too long to get that to work. Let's go with trucking. Trucking. We talked a little bit about gas prices and trucking, and maybe we want to target, let's go with storage, actually. Let's try storage. So we're interested in adding some kind of storage website to our portfolio. What are some different names for storage? Well, let's just go with storage. So if we want it to only appear at the beginning, we would start with storage. If we want to end with it, if you know what you want the domain name to end with, we're not talking about .com here, we're talking about word-wise. If you want storage to end the domain, you would put it there. I just want storage in that domain name somewhere. So I am adding storage to here. And then if you want to block certain things, so maybe you want to say, I want this domain name to be storage and some other word. You can add that here, down in this bottom box. But for the most part, let's just keep it a bit simple. We'll just go for storage domain names, and we're going to go down all the way to where we get to apply the filter, which it's loading a touch slow. So we're going to apply the filter, take it from 386,000 domain names down to, it should be significantly lower because we're specifying a keyword, 79 domains. 79 domains. Hopefully you see how beneficial that could be. Like if you were looking for storage related domain names and you were trying to go through hundreds of thousands of domains, you'd be burnt. You'd probably miss them because they would be mixed in with other things. So this allowed us to find the 79 domain names with storage in them, and we can quickly go through them in one screen. So let me drop me down into the corner, maximize this. And now we're just going to look quickly through storage domain names to see if we find any domain names that we want. Sustainable storage, maybe. That could possibly be something good. Warranty storage. That's actually an interesting one. Warranty storage. Anytime you buy a product, they always give you a warranty, but who keeps track of that? I don't keep track of my warranties. Maybe warrantystorage.com is a place that whenever you buy something, you take a picture of the warranty, toss it in something with some dates, and now you're storing all of your warranties. So that way, if something goes wrong in your life, you can find out if there's a warranty still available on it. Right there, boom, warranty storage. Sticky storage, maybe that's, I don't know what we could do with that. Maybe something. Storage Wisdom sounds like a blog for somebody interested in storage. Again, you would probably never find these. Let's zoom out a little bit here to where, look at these. Warranty storage, the value of that is appraised at $1,300, $1,381. Storage Wisdom, I follow another small business owner on Twitter. All he talks about is he buys and sets up storage facilities. And he shares how he does it. StorageWisdom.com would be a freaking great domain name for him. 1265. I might even go tag him in this afterwards. But 1265 is the appraisal. We never get that low. We never go that deep. Most domainers, most of us, Never look that deep into domain names. Nobody's bidding on it. So there you go. Storage, wisdom.com, a great option for a blog. Mapped storage, Nando, Steam, all food storage. They're not all winners. And often you will find garbage. Emergency storage units. I mean, that's worth watching, right? That's worth putting a little star next to. When do you need storage? Well, you need storage when you're planning ahead, maybe moving, or you need it in case of emergency. Makes sense to me. And again, this Google appraisal tool has this appraised at $1,020. So $1,020 is what they appraise this as. Chances are you would never find this domain name unless you were specifically looking. And because we have this this query for this, so now for the saving part, let's continue to listen. I'll show you the saving. How do you save this so you can get back to it quickly? Free storage movers, garbage, and let's get down to the bottom real quick. And then I will show you how to save this search so you don't have to type things in again in the future. Okay, there we go. So those are our storage domains. So up here under self-storage, you will see that we have these various, it's really kind of hard to see. You see this, you can download all these domain names into a CSV export. That's like a spreadsheet, a text document, and then this right here, that's what we're looking for, saved search. They allow you, as long as you registered for your free account on expireddomains.net, they allow you to save searches. So they limit how many you can have. But what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to save the search, and it is going to pull up. It has been saved. You'll see that I have trucking already saved up. I have towing. I have some expired domains. So then we can go in here. We can change the name to GD storage domains. And now when you come into expireddomains.net, you can come in, click on your saved searches, which they give you 100 of them. And we can click and just hit search now. And what do you think is going to pop up? Your search results. So now each week, instead of spending hours and hours and hours searching through hundreds of thousands of domain names where well over 90% of them are probably going to be garbage and a waste of your time, you can get right to the topics that matter for you and find the domains that matter to you. So in this case, for me, as you know, I look for storage, I look for towing, I look for moving, I look for local services of various types. So, which speaking of, I very much appreciate all of you who alert me of domain names that are in my areas of expertise and that I'm interested in. It's very much appreciated. I don't spend as much time searching through domain names as what I would like to, so it does help me. So thank you. So what do you think? Save searches, are you going to be able to use that to find great domain names for topics that you're interested in? Hope so. I know that I am increasingly using saved searches as a way to save time and better look for domain names in my primary industries. For mine, I believe tow is actually one of my main searches because tow is part of towing, so I just need to look for tow. So it makes sense. Let me show you one more quickly thing about those filters. I'm going to show these filters. Sharing out the screen. One of the things that you can do with these filters also is set up the length. So right here, you can also get rid of adult names. Chances are you don't really care to see those. I don't invest in adult domains. So if you don't, then you can get rid of adult domains. Now, when you do that, that is the subjective adult domain names as expired domains have set up in their filters. So as long as you're okay seeing some adult content, go ahead and just leave that. I wouldn't use that, but it could be helpful. But right here, if you know that you never want to see a domain name over like 20 characters, I often will use 18 characters. 18 characters because that gives me enough for a 8-character word, a middle word, and then another 8-character word. Pretty much. That's kind of how I base it on 8, 8, 16, and that would be it. That's it. So 8, 2, and 8. Those are as long of a domain name as I typically like. So if I'm passively looking, I'll set it as a maximum of 18 characters long. And what that would allow me to do, and you can of course go 22 characters, 24 characters. I've used those as well. But now that list that we saw that was 79 domains, we will add in that search for capping it at 16 characters, and that will drop it down to 46 domains. So let's look. Let's see if those main domains that we loved are still there. And you'll see warranty storage still there. Camp storage, I now see that one. Didn't see that before, but I think camp storage is a great domain. Camping is seasonal, so people need to store camping equipment and or RVs and trailers. So campstorage.com. Actually, I'm going to go bid on that one. I see shorter domains. I got really specific about what I'm looking for, and that allowed me to find campstorage.com, which if you've waited this long, that's your reward. I'll tell you what, I'm going to bid on that one for sure. Storage Wisdom, still there. So we still see a lot of those great domain names, and we've even seen more domain names, domains that I missed the first time through because I better focused on the quality domain names. I highly recommend you spend time doing this. Don't bother with the less you spend on filtering and deciding not to mess with garbage domains. Garbage domains being domains that are too long, domains that include stuff that you don't need, like numbers and hyphens. The filters help you to make better decisions. You can make the decisions in advance to weed out the domain names. And instead of having to say, oh, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good, now you can see some great domain names and choose, I want, this one is good, I want to participate in this. And you have to make less decisions. Great for getting rid of decision fatigue and allow you to see more domains that matter for you. Hope that tip was worthy. I believe that's one of the best ones I've tossed out there in a while. So, yeah, and this is the same. Darcy's mentioned it, like he's known about the saved searches, but he's too lazy to use them. I agree. I think if you saw my saved searches are a week or younger. Like I haven't used saved searches in forever, but I'm starting to use them again. And honestly, I just proved to myself by finding that campstorage.com that filters are important. They help you focus. We'll probably use them more frequently now. Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to use them more frequently, possibly right even here on the show. And let me see here. Is there a way to save searches for multiple keywords at the same time, not just one? I don't know the answer to that currently. I will look into it some. I did see that you can do the and, so I don't believe you can do or. So I believe what you're asking about is if it's an or search. So towing or storage or trucking. So that way you can see one list with all your primary keywords in it. I don't believe so. You might be able to do commas or something advanced. I'd have to look into that. I've not done that yet. But just doing a single search at a time, probably not a bad way to accomplish it still. Depends on how many keywords you're looking at, Darcy. That's the question. So, okay, well, it is 4 o'clock. I've somehow managed to make it a full hour here on Domain to Profit. And I'll tell you how. It's because I love hanging out with you. I love looking through domain names. Thanks for hanging out with me here November 15th as we sit in Baltimore, sun setting. I see my face getting darker and darker as the lights start to get dark. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for talking about domain names. As always, if you get a great domain name, make sure you're looking to develop it, because that is what it's all about. Finding great domains, developing it, turning into some kind of passive or active income to where you have the money and the funds and the opportunity to create the life that you want for yourself. I'm Drew Walsh. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. See you next week. This is Domain to Profit. Take care.